Sneaky Coyote getting the stage, getting the characters, looking comfortable, headphones in.
I mean, I don't feel like random select works like it's supposed to sometimes because, like, some people will random select and I know they're going to Volcano. Like, it's not even cool, man. And it looks like we're moving through our bracket pretty good. All right, now right off the gate. Oh, Shakespeare. Okay. Oh, the phase shift. So good to get away from all of Eddy's capoeiras shenanigans.
You know, now this is going to be an interesting matchup. Because as I was saying earlier, I feel like Master Raven's one of those characters where her movement is really her offense. But obviously Eddy Gordo that is literally his definition. It is in his name.
Yeah, like capoeira stance keeps you moving, keeps you grooving all night long, all night. No, I'm sorry. But ever since John Dane did his thing at EVO with this character, there have been just a big insurgence of Eddy players just surfacing up everywhere. And I don't know.
Wow.
What? You know what? I would press pause too. Because that read I thought was definitely going to get punished. And not only did he hit him with it, he killed him with it.
He wanted to hit pause and say, did you just do that?
And, you know, I would have looked over for a second too, just like, hey, my man.
Did you just do that?
Are we doing this today? Is this how we playing the game today?
All right, so we're seeing that tap dancing at Eddy. That's what I love to see. That movement looks so nice.
Ooh,
just a launch.
And the big damage, too. One launch led to all of this with the untechable Oki at the end.
But all right, Sneaky Coyote trying to sneak his way in there. Where he can, both the guys just going for the launch, trying to anticipate the movement of the other guy. But now it's got it back. And all right, there's that rage drive coming out now.
And good stuff from Sneaky Coyote because you don't know how many people forget that rage drive is one of the only ones that has a actual second part to it. So some people will try and duck that first part and then get clipped by the second or vice versa. So you have to really be careful.
But just found the launch of Sneaky Coyote's going to close that one out. Interesting to point out, Sneaky Coyote never went for that kind of, what is that roll she's doing where she's kind of flickering?
Oh, her little phase shift?
Yeah, her phase shift. We never saw that against her other opponent. And so now going into it here, Sneaky Coyote, like that, we never saw that against the opponent. So do you think it's something to do with Eddy that's making the way he changed different?
It's definitely something to do with Eddy. So with Brian, remember, you only get about 1 or 2 strikes. But with Eddy, he has so many things that he can go into low stance or high stance that his number of buttons can actually be whiff punished if he's still in the middle of doing them. So I like where Sneaky Coyote is coming from and doing the phase and catching the whiff on his opponent's normals. So good stuff to him right now. Real creative. Because normally you can't whiff punish Eddy because he's always moving.
Right.
See, look at that. See, he was still technically stuck in that overhead stance.
Right. So it seems like right now Shakespeare's just kind of lost at what to do. He's trying to play his same game, but then when that phase shift comes out, you definitely see he pauses. He freezes up like, how do I react to this? Do I want to try to pressure it? Do I want to try to go in? Do I need to just keep pushing buttons? And obviously what we think he should do, I say we because what I think should happen, Eddy is a movement character, right? You got to keep pushing those buttons though. You got to use your movement. You got to use your buttons as your movement. And we're not seeing that. We're seeing a lot of tap dancing coming out, but we're not seeing offense that kind of generates itself, right? We're only seeing the sedentary offense where at least like one combo in itself and then it kind of dies afterwards.
Now, he definitely tried to catch him with the rest of that rage drive combo, and that was a real good sneak out. He waited for Shakespeare to go in the low stance and then hit him right with the rage drive to get the maximum punish. He just dropped it at the end, but not the round. But out the gate, Shakespeare is definitely trying to make his name known. He's trying to read that boy some poetry.
There we go. Yep, much better this time around. And like I was saying, literally the round before, all that offense was just self-generating offense, right? He just kept the pressure up, used the tools he needed to just to keep the offense going. Whereas before, he'd kind of get some hits and just let it fly and go back to neutral. But we saw he is not winning the neutral game in a long shot. Once again, Sneaky Coyote coming in, finding another combo is going to do quite a bit of damage. But what is the Oki now? Lets him roll away. All right. So now we're back to the situation. Shakespeare is just shaking his head now, realizing he's getting beat pretty bad in the neutral right now. But we know when he finds that hit, here we go. He can get something going.
He got the hit, now the raise drive, but the only thing about that is he has a long way to go to the top. And yeah, when you get rid of raise drive, it's something fierce because you're losing all of that damage boost that you would normally have in order to try and kind of close the gap. And when you get rid of it, it's no closing the gap anymore. Ooh, caught the sweep into the conversion. That won't be dead, but it's definitely going to be very close to it. One mix-up away.
All right, just mixing back and forth. And ooh, it's just a little bit too antsy with these buttons right now. Yeah, it seemed like he wanted something to happen, and it just didn't work out right there. He was trying too hard to make something happen in his favor. A little bit too predictable and a little bit too punishable. Didn't go for at least the safe route, get some pressure, and then try to get it from there. Just got pretty much opened up. But all right, so going back into it now. Gonna have to see a lot of changes coming out from Shakespeare here. What we saw from that second round of the last time, he's very good once he starts getting the offense. His problem is he just can't get started. Sneaky Coyote's just too evasive right now.
Now, he's still using that flip flicker. I would have thought by now Shakespeare would have started to try to adapt and do shorter strings or shorter moves. But the one thing that is definitely working out in his favor is this quick two-hitting raise drive, but not quick enough and definitely not enough damage to close out the round. Sneaky Coyote on his set point. Just need 2 more matches to close it out.
Yeah, all right, so here we go. Shakespeare starting to get that offense, get the pressure going, trying to keep up that momentum, but just once again, the whole story of the set. He'll get it, but then he doesn't maintain it while Sneaky Coyote's been able to keep it on top. But finding an opportunity, not able to close it out.
Totally missed the rest of that, and I would love to see him come back, but I would have definitely been heartbroken for him to have done so much work and still been put out of his misery. Now, right off the gate, got the big conversion from Sneaky Coyote, just surfing on boy's body right now.
All right, so looking a little bit better now is Shakespeare. Starting to piece the puzzle a little bit more together, but is it too late? Has Sneaky Coyote gotten a little bit too far forward? Because it seems like it's a lot closer now. Starting to piece together the movement, starting to piece together the buttons, the timings of Sneaky Coyote, except right there. The launcher coming out now. So many drop combos.
Ooh, and the overhead flip kick. You got to watch your dome, boy. Good spacing from both players, just kind of trying to see where each other's heads are. Couple block strings. Now we're playing footsies out in the snow. It got to be cold for Raven with not having that many clothes on right now.
Yeah, that was a nice answer there on that. Getting the launch, but not getting anything after it. So now Shakespeare, you got to finish these combos, man. You got to keep them going. There's the pressure. It keeps it up. Once again, back into neutral. Sneaky Coyote, we've known in this situation, he's kept it up. He's been able to maintain just by having the life deficit. He's been able to stay alive in the neutral. There we go. There's an opening.
Oh, my God. With the rage, too.
One more hit after this can take it.
Super. Oh, I thought he would have supered. It caught him.
Even if he had super, would it have been too low for it to connect? Or I'm sorry, would he have had not enough life for it to...
It depends, because remember, Master Raven, teleports.
Oh, yes, that's right, yes. That might have been enough, like you said, but Shakespeare is starting to show some luck. The spring kick coming through, connecting, and now just all the offense in favor of Shakespeare's.
I mean, Shakespeare is going a mile a minute with his normals as well, too, so I wonder if we'll see any type of adjustment in this next set. Yeah, yep. I kind of figured that was going out the window. He let him get too much.
Yep, and that's kind of what we were saying. We wanted to see this play style out of Shakespeare. We wanted to see him play faster. We wanted to see him be more aggressive, using his buttons more frequently, because right now, previously, he wasn't doing that. And so now, taking that first game, let's see if he can ride that momentum, try to turn the set around, or Sneaky Coyote is just going to close it out.
Good footsies from both players, and this time, see, he's starting to scout out the flicker. Because at first, he was either being punished for it or definitely putting in an disadvantageous position, but now he's waiting to look for it, baiting it, and then getting the punish. But speaking of baiting and punish, that sweep has led to all of this life gone and puts him in rage. So he can do some damage right now if he wants to. Next hit a win.
All right, so this is the situation that, oh, yep.
Told you.
Yep. That was that exact situation you were talking about earlier.
Dead.
You saw it on the ground. It was like, super. And that's exactly what we saw. We saw super, now closing it out now. Maybe you're talking a little bit too loud. Maybe Sneaky Coyote heard you.
He may have. You know what? I don't want to give anybody any inside trading stock tips. You know, that's how Martha Stewart got put away.
Oh. I'm not going to comment on that.
Ooh, all right. Well, back into it. G Shakespeare sitting on a perfect right now. And there goes Flicker. Ooh, the good punish. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. You got to watch out for getting set up into that.
Yeah, but not a good enough punish. And now Sneaky Coyote finding himself in a pretty big deficit once again in this round. And there's that rage drive coming out. Ooh, not a good look that round. That round seemed a little bit of desperation coming out.
He may have gotten just a little antsy. He is still on, 2 out of 3 right now. I mean, he's sitting at a 2 out of 5. So he only needs one more win in order to close it out. So I'd be a little antsy if I was him too. However, getting overconfident can definitely lead to some mistakes being made.
Yeah, it's in one of those situations where it's like you're so close to finishing it, but yet your opponent's starting to adapt, and you think to yourself, what was I doing to get those wins? What I'm doing before isn't working, so you start to question what you're doing, but starting to look a little bit more comfortable here. We're seeing a lot of more aggression coming out from Shakespeare, and once again, the rage drive not coming through, but the follow-up is what finished it off, and now on match point is Sneaky Coyote. Starting to look a little bit more like himself here, starting to be aggressive. Shakespeare having to fall back on that defense again.
Now, what's really funny is that, most people's rage arts, if you whiff them or if you block them, they're fully punishable. But some of the rage drives, which people are starting to utilize a little bit more, are actually plus on block, or at least to where they can't be punished for overusing them. And now we go up 2-2 rounds.
Yeah, really important round right here. Obviously, Sneaky Coyote, any round where you're on match point is going to be a huge round, but even more so with this one, because this is one where this might be a huge momentum shift in the set. You were on match point for 2 rounds and you couldn't close it out, and now it's tied up at 2-2 versus, all right, you get to move on. Not only would you tie it up at 2-2, but that hurts your morale a lot. So Sneaky Coyote not looking too hot this round. Shakespeare looking like he's running away with it, but we have seen comebacks before today.
Now, I mean, this goes back to looking at our match with Crow as well, because he started off the round. I mean, his round's like really, really good, and then ended up getting reverse sweeped and just went out from there. So, I mean, it's very well possible, and I told you before, I like seeing bodies strong through the city streets, man. So this is a knockdown, drag-out fight between 2 good competitors, and the next hits could take it for either side.
Yeah, Sneaky Coyote finding combo, getting the life margins a little bit more even now, trying to keep it even. Still has that rage art on deck, but that's going to close it out.
See, I would have thought that he would have hit his rage art while he was still in low stance doing turns, like head turns and stuff.
Right.
But he kind of totally passed up that opportunity to go ahead and pop it, which would have probably also gave him the round too. But now we're tied up 2-2 in his 3 out of 5 set. Who wants to take it?
All right, so once again, like I was saying previously, Shakespeare has all the momentum in this set, was on match point many times, but is able to turn it around now. And you can kind of see Sneaky Coyote looks a little bit deflated, playing a lot of that offense, not quite playing the same offense that he was earlier in the set.
But still trying to keep a worthy opponent, and spacing right now is so good from Shakespeare. Like, he's keeping him at that distance. And this is what I went back to say about Sneaky Coyote's first opponent that was playing Brian. He didn't know how to play his ranges correctly, and he stayed within where Master Raven could, get the good whiff punishes or get the pressure.
Right.
Whereas then Shakespeare is definitely trying to stay out of all the ranges. Oh my God, that's gonna hit too.
Very smart.
And that's
there.
gonna kill too.
Yeah. Very smart to recognize the situation. See, oh, this is an easy place to get a rage art, and that's gonna be more than enough to close it out. So good stuff to Sneaky Coyote. The only thing that was a little bit scary there, a little bit suspect, was the amount of health he had. But now Sneaky you know, he's playing a lot slower now. Playing a little more methodical, maybe trying to expose the weaknesses of Shakespeare in neutral. Because it looks like we'll get into this situation. And then like exactly like that. Instead of trying to go up the pressure some more, back off a little bit, try to get into neutral. Because that's where a lot of success has been found. But now an opening from Shakespeare. And we know this whole set has been momentum based. Everything I could have said could have been completely wrong. And Shakespeare could just completely come back now.
See, but that's what Shakespeare was looking for. That's why, like, he backs off almost what would be considered full screen to see how Sneaky Coyote would like to try to get in. And every time Sneaky Coyote tries to get in, Shakespeare's ready with the punish.
Yep.
So he might want to try to find a different way to deal the damage and close the game.
Yep, just like we saw. This whole set has just been momentum. Sneaky Coyote had that round pretty much in the bag. Everything was looking real strong in his favor, and it was able to come back. Shakespeare, and now it's tied up 1 round apiece. We are going the distance in this set.
Yo, I told you, man. I like seeing stuff come down to the wire like this because it just shows that both players kind of have adjusted throughout their actual gameplay. No one's staying like constant or trying to do set play and getting punished for it or anything like that. Both players are thinking men right now, and I love it.
A little bit too out there with that rage drive. Was able to close out his Sneaky Coyote once again on set point. But we saw previously Sneaky Coyote has not been able to close it out. Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah. If you give him a mile, man, he'll take it. He'll definitely take it. And taking a mile, he is doing right now. Like, that is a big deficit on Sneaky Coyote's side right now. Not to say that he can't come back, because we've been seeing really good comebacks all morning. But, you know, at the life that he's at right now, he might want to be careful.
Run up. Rage drive? We have not seen that all set. Sneaky Coyote, yeah, is trying to bring it out here and look.
Right there. Baseball slide.
Oh
my God. The crouch 1 will take it for Sneaky Coyote. Good stuff to both players, man.
Yeah, both players. It didn't look like either one of them knew who was going to win that little exchange. So I saw both of them kind of leaning forward like, oh.
Hey, man, that's the hype sauce coming out, man. And I definitely understand because who was that close?
Yep.